What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night, erase all of these broken dreams in flight. And we'll fly.
regret.
bound only by frozen memories. Lost in time, racing all these broken dreams tonight.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for today, Sniping Value with Matt. It is officially NBA season, and what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. There's so much value dropping all over the industry. Guys, we have to observe this from a broader perspective. There are so many props to take advantage of every single day going forward. Like, we're not just looking at NFL. We're not just waiting till NFL Sunday, till Thursday Night Football. We are literally making bets every single day, every single night, every single morning for the rest of, 3-4 months from now. I mean, guys, there's not a better time. And again, I'm not trying to make this a marketing thing, but there's not a better time to sign up for our website if you haven't already, because the value that lies with NBA, just even leading up to tip off is just crazy. There's no other value like it in the market, especially when you compare it to things like MLB, NFL. You know, just look at the props. And I only know this because I look at the data like 24/7, right? And our systems get overloaded because there's so much data coming in from all these sports books. Look at all these players that we have to bet on. And we're not even talking about, you know, the bench warmers that are going to be appearing here before tip-off, because as we get closer to tip-off, these lines are more solidified, the starting lineups, there's more data pouring in, so there's going to be more props, even more than what we're looking at right now. Okay, so guys, this is the best time to be betting on sports right now. We have NFL, we have NBA, we have NHL, we have everything. We have absolutely every sport that has a ton of data that we can observe to make sure that you're a profitable sports bettor. We have 7-day free trials on our website. Head over. I'm going to teach you exactly everything that you need to know to become a profitable sports bettor leading up throughout the entire NBA season. And there's going to be a ton of new people coming in here. Don't be shy to ask stupid questions, because we get them all the time. I get stupid questions asked all the time. I have to repeat myself 24/7. I don't care. I want to make sure that you guys know what you're looking at, making sure that you guys are actually taking value away from these live streams. All right, yeah, these live streams, sure. I'm here to provide slips for you. But overall, I'm trying to teach you guys how to remain profitable sports bettors. All right, we want to make this a thing. We want to make this a reality for a lot of you. We want you guys to have that light bulb moment. There are so many props to take advantage of. So let's just break this down from a broad overview, because I know a lot of you are new. Let's go ahead and just not select anything but NBA so that we can get on the same page here. When you're looking at the Prizepicks slip and you're putting in 5 legs, each one of those legs have hidden juice behind those lines. These payouts never change, right? As of right now, like, you can put in any specific type of combination of any of these players. I'm selecting random over-unders. Please do not tail whatever this is. And the payouts will always be the same. For a 5 flex, you'll get a 10x payout. For 4 out of 5, you'll get 2x. For 3x, you'll get 0.4x. All right? These will never change regardless of the combos. For 6 flexes, they don't change. 25x, 2x, 0.4x. And this then converts to hidden implied odds behind each one of these legs. Average implied odds. All right? So those average implied odds, without going too far into the math, are minus 119 implied odds. When you break down the math behind that, we're looking for a break-even percentage per leg of 54.24% or higher, 54.26. So when you take these top 5 here, that's going to fall below that cusp, right? Like 54.26, 54.25, almost 54%. Like, this is obviously going to be below that mark. So if you're a long-term profitable sports bettor, you're not going to be taking the 5 top plays here. We make this very simple. We just select the top 5 here. As you can see, none qualify. All right, so right now you would not be betting on these exact props for just NBA. But that's the best part is like we will always be refreshing this page. I hammered a slip before I went live, and the value went away based on the profitable plays. These sports books are constantly updating their lines too. They're adjusting their lines based on these edges that they present. So if they see sharp money, I know a lot of my followers are sharp. They saw the money coming in on my slip. I happen to be a profitable sports bettor myself. So what they're doing is they're tagging these accounts, right? And whenever this sharp money comes in on one side or the other, Josh Giddey under 6.5 assists, that line's going to get bumped, and they remove that. So you always have to be observing the market. These lines are shifting based on injury news. We see this all the time with NBA. You need to constantly be refreshing your page. You have to be on the same page every single time, refreshing to make sure that you're grabbing the best bang for your buck slips and overall profitable sports bets, right? So right now, the only plus EV bet, really the only 2, are going to be these top esports plays. So we're not going to be building on Prizepicks. Unfortunately, there's no plays as soon as I go live, of course. But guys, there's going to be plays like leading up to lock is the best time to lock in. No pun intended there. It really is. Right before lock is when all this injury news gets announced. Minutes, starters, strategies, who they're playing more. Like LeBron James now is like being limited to what, like 30 minutes per game per his coach. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to learn a lot more as the season progresses. A lot more of this information is going to be more solidified. And because of that, you're going to see lines shift all over the place and a ton of book support to support it. So we don't get that with any other sport, right? Like all of this line movement is going to shift before NBA because of all the injury news. But with NBA or with MLB, you get a starting lineup, right? And that's really all you have. Like that's really it. Like there's nothing that really changes after you have a starting lineup. But with NBA, it's always shifting. There's always going to be value. There's always going to be opportunities. And also after the 7 o'clock window is the best time to lock in for other value because there's going to be even more plays. There's going to be even more injury news, and there's going to be less people looking at the lines because they're already focused, or they're if you're on the East Coast, there's already people, you know, they've already made all their bets for the day, and they're not going to be focusing on hitting anymore. So anyway, I just wanted to teach us from a broader perspective. NBA is going to be a cheat code this year. All the book support. I mean, look how many books are coming out with all these plays. All right, and Prizepicks knows this. Like we're not dumb here. They don't have the optimizer, but they have something very similar to where they're observing the market and they're making sure that they're not putting out profitable sports lines. Like they're trying to beat you. It's us versus the books. Us versus the books all the time. And we have to make sure that we catch them off guard. And by doing that, that's where the software comes into play. So let's just focus on the industry here. Let's attack some of these plays. Looks like we actually have a good play here. So let's break down Underdog. And again, I'm not trying to play favorites. Underdog's also a very good app to bet on. If you guys haven't used code DGF, be sure to do so now. Use code DGF for a 100% match. I believe they're still doing that $500 match. So 100% match up to $500. They're really trying to get people on their platform. Miles Turner. Let's talk about this. And I'll talk about the math here behind Underdog 3-man slips because they're different. They are completely different than Prizepicks' payouts. And you have to know that. The payouts matter. And I'll talk about that after I get this in here. Oh, there he is. Okay. Over 22 PRA. This will be the first time we see him in action. Oh, wait. Is that? Yeah, it's this one right here. And then let's go ahead and take Paul George under rebounds. Yeah, that's over that cusp. Dude, my computer's going so slow. This is the first slip. Let's talk about it, right? We have Miles Turner over 1.5 blocks. I'm not going to get this in. I'm going to make sure you guys get this in and take advantage of this value. Chet Holmgren over 22.5 PRA. And then Paul George under 5.5 rebounds. We're going to talk about why this is a profitable 3-man slip on Underdog, why we did not put this into a 5-man. We can technically build out of the 5-man, but let's go ahead and focus on 3-man slips on Underdog. The main difference here, if you look at the bottom here, if I'm putting in $10, this is paying out $60. If you do this on Prizepicks, right, we just switch over. I just want to show you guys. I'm trying to teach this from a very basic level. You only get 5x, right? So if I put in $10 here, I'm only getting $50, opposed to Underdog where I'm getting $60. That moves the needle a ton. In terms of the average percent rate that you need to break even per leg, okay? You need to know that because you're looking for, in order to break even for 3 mans, you need to have an average hit rate of over 54.95% or higher, okay? And as you can see here, these 2 plays are profitable. The last one doesn't bring you below that average hit rate. We're looking for an average leg hit rate of 54.95. That one's that Paul George play isn't going to skew anything. So not too much anyway. So if we look across the industry here, we have minus 180 juice, which is freaking insane. On the over here, 1.5 blocks on Miles Turner. DraftKings, minus 145. One thing I want you guys to learn from this too, generally speaking, FanDuel and DraftKings are sharper, and they're only sharper because they have more volume coming in on their apps, right? The more people that are going to adjust their market means the more solidified that projection is going to be and that price point. These lines, all they are price points that you pay on the sports books if you hit that line on that sports book. If you were to take the blocks over 1.5 here for Miles Turner on FanDuel, you would be getting boned. Like, you'd be getting no ROI, right? Compared to where on Underdog, you'd be getting this at minus 122 odds, as you can see here, per the drop down. So when you compare that across the market, that is the best bang for your buck that you can get for this prop, which is why we're observing the market here. The market knows all. They have the data. All we're doing is taking advantage of these mispriced props. That's all we're doing, right? And we're catching these guys off guard. So Miles Turner, for instance, looks like a very good value play. The average odds of minus 146, the exact same thing here, which at Holmgren, we are taking all the juice here, the average, and we are breaking this down. It looks like FanDuel has a set 1 point higher here. We have the projection plus the juice here, 23.5 on both FanDuel, Barstool, looks like Bovada. That's freaking insane that we're getting a discount of almost 2 here per some of these other sports books. As you can see, this is the softest line based on the market average here on Underdog, which is awesome, right? This is clearly mispriced. So if you guys haven't got this in yet, this is a fantastic play to hit, and this is a profitable long-term bet. I'm not saying this is going to hit. I'm saying that in the long term, as long as you make these adjustments and you're observing the market here, and you're taking advantage of these mispriced props, these props consistently, you're going to be a profitable sports bettor. This could flop. This could go 0-3. Of course it could. Of course, but you're playing your percentage here. You're playing the long-term game. You're not putting all of your bankroll into one slip. That's not what we're doing here. Hopefully that makes sense. And the reason why the break-even percentage is different here for Underdog compared to Prizepicks is because the payouts differ, right? We're looking for that EV, that break-even percentage. That's what we're doing. We can go to the middling tool. However, I feel like the middling tool is not going to be as efficient here for major sports like NBA. We can definitely take a look. A way to observe the market with middling is that you're literally taking the middle between 2 apps. And you want to take apps that are clearly have a discrepancy. And as you can see here, like with the first one, Dennis Schroeder over or under assists here, 6 is also set to 6 on Boom. Let's say that Boom was set to 5.5. This would be a lot better of a play here on Prizepicks. And all we're doing here is comparing the DFS app market because there's a lot more niche markets like not assists. That wouldn't be a good one to observe. A niche market would be something like free throws made. And we do have that data. Like we have... You'll be able to find middling opportunities with free throws made because they are not offered on the sports books. All right, so that's the best way to observe if you're middling. There's going to be little opportunity here with the major markets, but with these niche markets there are. So right here, Jaden Ivey, this looks like a better play here on Boom. Clearly a discrepancy here with 4.5 on Prizepicks, 4.5 on Flip, and same thing on Hot Streak. You're looking, so 3 of the 4 apps, they have book support, right? They're showing their projection should be 4.5. But on Boom, they're like, hey, no, it should be set to 5. Which one do you think is the most off? Right? That's logical. So you're going to be hitting the under here on just Boom. Really, when you only look at middling opportunities here is when so player 3 points made. This is a great example of a middling opportunity, right? We have 2 price points with a very niche market that are setting this clearly off. Parlay play is setting theirs to 6.5 on Prizepicks, setting it to 7. So this one, I would be middling. And we're not middling here in the sense that we're saying, hey, it's going to land in the middle, obviously, because you can either land on 7 or 6, right? We're hoping that this lands on 7. You're not losing. You're pushing on Prizepicks, but you're winning a parlay play. You're breaking even every single time, right? That's the way we're observing this exact prop. So, I mean, we can go back to Prizepicks here, and we can see if we can make another slip here. Trae Young under 7 3-points attempted. That's an interesting one. That's fun. That's fun. And then we can switch over to Parlay Play and we can build another one here. But yeah, I mean, we can go through the market here just looking at Prizepicks numbers, and you can find some good discrepancies. This one looks good. Under Chet Holmgren, there he is again. Under 10. Yeah, so what I like to do here too is I also like to use the market knowledge that I have on these NBA apps. That is a niche market. Like, there's not too many markets that have rebounds plus assists. So I like to double check. Where'd it go? I like to double check to make sure there's no book support for this before moving on. My computer's going so slow, guys. And this isn't necessarily a good play, right? So if you take a look here, we actually have Barstool, which is actually throwing it off. Maybe Barstool's the most off one. But as you can see here, there's clear discrepancy. Yeah, really only Barstool. If you can take this, I would take the under on Barstool. Clearly, they are off at 10.5. This should adjust if you are on Barstool, and this should be a plus EV play. Yeah, this one's up for interpretation. And this is why we're using the market to logically make these decisions, right? This is a tool. This isn't like going to give you the answer straight up, right? Your job here is to observe the market and make these logical decisions. So think about it. If Prizepicks has this at 10, the entire market has slight juice on the under at 9.5, minus Barstool, this actually looks like a pretty good bet on Prizepicks if you're able to only make this on Prizepicks. I get it. Barstool's the better line here, but we're using all of this data here to observe Prizepicks. So that one's interesting. I'll go ahead and throw it in just because. And we'll see. We'll see what we can find. Look at the Jimmy Butler one. The Jimmy Butler mugshot here. It looks like a mugshot. He's hilarious, dude. He's hilarious. This one looks good. Another parlay play one. Markelle Fultz over 17.5 here. Points plus rebounds. Dude, I'm telling you, there's so many props, man. There's so many props to take advantage. Thrive, this looks like a good one. And you can see why I'm saying this because, look, the entire market agrees with 17.5, but 16.5 on Thrive. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hot streak, dude. There's so many like random one-offs here, which is awesome. All of this market data, there's so many things. I think we need to switch over to parlay play. It looks like they're off here. Yeah, they're off pretty consistently. And again, I don't play favorites. Let me pull up a parlay play. Why is Livy Dunn on the front of MSN is the better question. What are we doing here? All right, let's switch over here. And let's go to Parlay Play. Parlay Play, another app. Man, they have so many soft lines. They have adjusted their payouts, but it doesn't matter because they have so many. Look at this. This almost makes me want to cry. Look at this value. Let's just go through it. Let's just go for it. Luka. Under three points made. I'm going to go over why these are profitable sports bets at the very end of building this. Let's just keep it to NBA. It looks like there's more than enough value, right? Nobody wants NHL. Sorry, NHL fans. Vooch. Over points plus rebounds. Bane. Under points plus rebounds. Yeah, Parlay Play has a ton of niche markets like this. They did it again. They did it. They put a promo in my account. I swear to God, they do it every time I go live. Every time, I swear they're watching. Let me get rid of this real quick. Here, while I'm waiting, if you guys want to just like, I'm just going down the list. If you guys want to take advantage of it while I get rid of this stupid promo. Dude, and it's only $5. Like, that's like, hey, here's $5 to screw up your entire mojo here on the live stream. Yeah, sick. Thanks, Parlay Play. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep. Wild. All right, that's gone. All right, back to billing. Luka. Right? Under. Vooch. Over. Bane. Points plus rebounds, right? I have to make sure throughout like the entire season that I'm looking at these correctly. Because points plus assists, points plus rebounds, there's so many, dude. Hey, spell Schroeder. S-C-H. Over 16.5 points plus assists. That's right so far, right? Ivy under points. Love a good under for Ivy. For extra context there. He has screwed us over so many times. He screwed us over so many times last season with his stupid fantasy points. Over 3 points made for Irving. So it's literally under, over, under, over, under, over. That's funny. All right. That's a slip. And let's break it down. Let's do it. The best payout right now is going to be your 6-pick non-insured for parlay play. Look at the value. I mean, come on. That is insane. And that's just NBA. That's just NBA. That's wild. That's wild. So, parlay play, they pay out 40x for 6-man non-insureds, which happens to break it down in terms of the payouts, minus 117 insured odds per leg, average insured odds, right? So it's slightly better than Prizepicks, slightly better than Underdog, but you have to get all 6 right. So you can either play a 6-man non-insured, or you can even do a 6-pick insured, and these would still be plus EV. I think it's like 54.4-ish%. Yeah, so the break-even right here is 54.4. So, you know, there's less of an edge here, but that insured gives you obviously the ability. If you go 5 or 6, you're going to 2x, and then 4 out of 6, it's 0.4x. So it's the exact same as Prizepicks' 6 flex. So as you can see, you're just better overall value, guys. Better overall value. If you haven't used code DGF, gives 100% match up to $100. Sign up for Parlay Play. They will be here all season long. All season long, guys. Fantastic value. And we can just go down the list here and build some more. Parlay Play, just stay here. We don't favor one app. You have to have as many apps to take advantage of all these plays as possible. I'll give you guys one more second here to get in this play. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to waste the time, you know, putting in all these slips. So you guys can take advantage of the value. Let's go ahead and just go down the list here. We have Jeremy Grant under points. Under points. And again, 6-man insured or non-insured, you can do. That's up to you. That's between you and God. I'm not gonna say do one or the other. I'm personally gonna play non-insured. I'm playing the long-term game here. Marketing over PRA. There's so many different props, man. Ayton as a Trailblazer over 24 points plus rebounds. I don't know about that. Just sounds aggressive. But hey, Sabonis over points plus rebounds. Gotta love overs for Sabonis. I feel like that's one guy that just always goes over, like regardless of the line. Not seriously, but kind of serious. Like I feel like whenever I take an over on Sabonis, he always clears. Anybody else feel like that? Miles Turner under blocks plus steals. This is set to 2.5. He was set to 1.5 blocks. So we're basically hoping this guy doesn't get a steal, right? Yeah, we're hoping this guy doesn't get a steal, but goes over in blocks. Two different props, guys. 2 different props. They aren't contradicting. They're literally 2 different props. So no steals here from Miles Turner. Adebayo under points plus rebounds, 28. Six. There it is. We got a lot of centers here. Look at that. A lot of centers. Just tall guys in general, right? So we have It looks like a 3-3 split. Jeremy Grant, less than 18.5 points. Markkanen over 35.5. Ayton over 24. Make sure you're getting the correct prop, guys. Sabonis over 30.5 points plus rebounds. Miles Turner, less than 2.5 steals plus blocks. Adebayo, less than 28.5 points plus rebounds. So another thing to take in consideration, guys, all of these DFS apps are running promos. They all have deposit bonuses. They all have free money they're basically giving to you. Slide the line is one of those promos. Every single day you can slide the line for a $20 max in any of your props for the entire slip. So, for instance, if I wanted to slide the line here on Markkanen because I'm hitting the over here, if I wanted to move him down 1.5 PRA, I can do that and put up to $20 on this entry, which is crazy. They're doing this every single day. Every single day. And that's just one of the many promos, the promos that you guys can take advantage of with all these DFS apps. You are literally being handed free money right now by just depositing money. And that's something that's encouraged. I'm not saying that because I want you guys to deposit on all of our partner apps. I'm saying that because it's literally free money. Literally free money. And there's so many people that overlook that simple fact. It's like so many people are starting with a $100 bankroll, but you literally increase your bankroll up to, potentially $1,000 if you play your cards right, if you just simply haven't deposited on these apps. And they also have like redeposit bonuses. I believe Parlay Play did one last week where a redeposit bonus, they match your deposit up to 20%, right? So that's insane. That's just like you are already a member, you're already on Parlay Play, and they're still giving you bonuses. So every single time you guys see a redeposit bonus, every time you see a new deposit match, any kind of promo, free squares, Taco Tuesday, you need to be taking advantage of. Whether your unit size is $100, $1,000, $5, it doesn't matter. This is free money. Like, why wouldn't you? It's literally plus EV. They're handing you money. And we'll see if we can do one more slip here with Parlay Play, and then we'll go back to Prizepicks. I feel like I just have I have a feeling they're going to have more value. Kobe White over rebounds. Yeah, I think we have enough here. Yeah, we have more than enough for non-insured. Dude, look at this. And the great part about this, like I mentioned earlier in the live stream, is that they all have so much data to back these, right? Like Luka, I'm just looking under assists here. Like, look how many people agree. They're basically saying, hey, 7.5, 7 is the most accurate projection on this specific player for this projection, because they're punishing you for taking the under 7.5 here, less than what you would get at Parlay Play at minus 117 implied odds. For anybody who doesn't know how to read sports betting odds, I have a very basic high-level intro video on how to read them, because that's one of the many questions I get when people sign up for our optimizers. They just simply don't know how to read lines. And when we break it down, technically, yes, you can just go down the list for a majority of the time as long as they're not negatively correlated and just select from the top here of these percentages. But like the whole reasoning here is to really understand what you're looking at so you can make those educated decisions, those logical decisions. So we're using market consensus data. We are showing you the average odds per all these sports books, and we're taking advantage of the most undervalued or overvalued props. Kobe White, let's start there. I didn't realize there were so many of these plays here. Over rebounds for Parlay Play. We already did Adebayo. Bane. Brown. Also, when I'm observing all these NBA props, noticing that my last two slips have been split overs and unders means that I'm playing these pretty well. Like, you usually shouldn't favor all overs or all unders. Again, like, you just take the cards that are dealt to you, like you just take the value. But usually, like, you have a nice mix of over and unders. That's how you know you're playing your cards right. Usually, that's usually how it goes. And as you can see here, like, there's so many over and under split here. Anyway. Bridges. Over 30.5 points plus rebounds. Donovan Mitchell under 29.5 points. That does seem aggressive. They're really projecting him that high? What did he average last season? Was it that high? 29.5. I feel like that's aggressive. It is, but like overly aggressive. So they're saying the most accurate projection here should be set closer to like 28.5 or 28. You can tell this is off here. So like the near even line with slight juice on the under here on BetMGM, for instance, minus 120 implies that they are favoring the under at 28.5. We're getting a full point discount. So, and then last but not least, we have RJ Barrett under 2.5 assists. That's the play. Those are the plays. And they're all clearly off. If you guys want me to teach you for just like at a higher level why they are off, I can do so again. But just know that the market data, we are taking the consensus market data. We are taking advantage of the best bang for your buck play, whether it's too aggressive or too low on parlay play. And we're getting that value before the line moves because it's probably going to move. Because again, all these DFS apps, all these sports books, they set their lines independently. They observe where the sharp money comes in or where it doesn't, and they observe where they should move their line based on that. They all have their individual algorithms, their individual platforms where they observe the market, and they either manually do it, they either bump it themselves, or they have a system in place where they automatically do it, or a little bit of both. I know that on Prizepicks they do it automatically, and they also have it manually. So anyway, I can continue down this line here and just show you all of these plays. And again, all you guys need to be doing here is buying a DGF subscription yourself, observing the market here, and taking advantage of these missed value props. I personally am going to be firing off some parlay play slips here after this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and get off here in about 5 minutes, but before I do that, I'm going to check Prizepicks because I know that's everybody's favorite. Yeah, there's not too much. Not too much here. You just got to take advantage of the value where it lies, guys. Right now, it's on parlay play. Ooh, Chris Godwin. Look at that. That's really off. 9 yards more aggressive on Prizepicks. Looks like on Flip 55.5, Caesars, and DraftKings are starting to come out with lines. That's a very good play. It's a good enough line here to put in a 5 flex. 5 flex or 6 flex. I'm going to go through some questions here, and then I'll go ahead and sign off. Again, the entire point of these live streams to educate you guys, to teach you guys how to actually observe the market, how to actually take advantage of these props. Ooh, this is good. Let's do one more before we get off here. On Underdog. They didn't bump these, or did they? They did. They got rid of one of them. Okay. So we have G-Lo. Oh, they just removed him. Sick. Kobe White. Looks like some news is coming in on Kobe White. Why these guys are not adjusting his line as quickly, I do not know, but I just know that his lines are adjusting. Holgram already took advantage of Sabonis over again. 6.5 assists. And then let's do, let's just throw in PR here. Looks like his line is set a little bit too low here on Underdog. All overs, gotta love that. So many opportunities, guys. So many things to take advantage of. Is he on here? Yeah, he is. That's the slip I would get in. 3-man on UD. I'm done with Parlay Play Limited to $5. Hey, you're doing something right, Dan. You're doing something. But for anybody who hasn't gotten limited, I'm looking up and down the questions here. Well, that Matt got the correlation tool yesterday. Do you have a rule with taking plays only over a certain amount of correlation score and profit margin? Sure, we can talk about the correlation tool real quick. No. Anything that we show on here is going to be profitable. Everything that we show here on our board regardless of the profit margin, is going to be long-term profitable. So there's really no rule. I know that some people don't like taking like below 50, whatever. That's up to you. I personally, I just try to take as many as I possibly can, as long as I'm not overexposing to any specific matchup. Just picking your brain. What if you say the best bang for your buck on that prop would be on Barstool? Why would you play it when you can find a better plus EV play? Well, some people can't play it on Barstool. And it was very clear in that example I was showing you that Barstool was clearly off, which means they're probably going to adjust and the sharps are going to hammer that line. So really, then next in line would be Prizepicks. That was my only point. It was very clear there, given the market discrepancies and just using logic, right? Obviously Barstool's going to adjust their line there, and it probably already should have been. The only thing with Barstool is a lot of people don't like betting on Barstool. A lot of their lines are softer just organically because they limit their users pretty drastically. I know some users, for instance, Alex Monahan's been limited to $3 over there. So the amount of money coming in, they can't really adjust their lines to that, and they adjust a lot slower. So don't use Barstool as an end-all be-all type of platform or a sports book. DraftKings and FanDuel play a lot more. They have a lot more weight. Have you ever discussed a potential free trial for the correlation tool? No. The only reason we don't is because we show our transparency. We show fully what you would be making if you were to place every single bet on the correlation tool. Full transparency. You guys either get it. You either get that there's an edge or there's not. Obviously there is. And there's nothing really to teach at that point. It's just you literally take the slips. It's that easy. You just plug and play. We literally recommend all the slips here on the board. So full transparency. What is an example of correlation? You guys just asked 2 in a row. It depends. Usually assists are correlated with over points or under. Rebounds, the opposing. It depends. We're also looking into fantasy score correlation, which is pretty heavily correlated. So we're not done solving the best. But right now we do have some very correlated values that we are fact checking and backward engineering on FanDuel single game parlay and DraftKings single game parlay. So to be determined. To be determined what the strongest are. We have some very strong combinations already. Assists and points are the heaviest correlated, obviously. And 3 points made. 3 points made. All right, guys. That's enough time. Dustin and TJ, I believe, are going live shortly after this. Yeah. So if you guys want to head over there, if you guys want to stay on YouTube for another live stream, they will be breaking down all their favorite props. There's just too much to take advantage of right now on Parlay Play to not go deposit over there. I would definitely encourage you doing so. Use code DGF for 100% match up to $100. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I will be here tomorrow bright and early. Let's cash.
I will fly.